This is CBC Here and Now.
You want to keep people away, but you still want them to remember.
Marking Memorial Day very differently this year.
I hope you enjoyed the heat because there's a cool down on the way.
Welcome to Here and Now. A veteran in Heart's Content has received an interesting package, a box of surgical masks to help protect him from COVID-19. They were sent by the South Korean government as a small token of appreciation for his service. Here and Now's Adam Walsh has that story.
Ed Matthews comes out to his front yard, takes out his 45-year-old Swiss Army knife, and opens up the box.
Government of the Republic of Korea is very good.
The masks inside, a small gesture of thanks for this. Matthews was one of more than 26,000 Canadians who fought in the Korean War. 516 never came home.
In March of '52, we replaced the 2nd Battalion.
During his year overseas, Matthews faced his fair share of action and close calls.
We huddled down the rice paddy because we knew there was 50 caliber machine guns on both sides if we moved. So anyway, that night an American patrol came out and brought us in. So I was MIA for 24 hours.
Matthews finished just before the armistice. He came home, started a family, and says he's lived a full life. The South Korean government typically thanks veterans with elaborate ceremonies and dinners. But right now, masks seem more meaningful.
I want to say, Korean War is sometimes called the forgotten war. But we never forget you. We remember you. We continue to remember you, and then we continue to honor your service and sacrifice to defend our country.
The gesture was well received.
I appreciate it really because, I mean, I could have went out and bought masks, but I appreciate this a lot more.
And after all he's been through, he has this advice for people.
Go with the flow.
Ed Matthews, by the way, just turned 89 years old. His birthday is today. Adam Walsh, CBC News, Heart's Content.
Oh, happy birthday. Well, it's been a Memorial Day unlike any other. COVID-19 means no bands, no crowds, no parades. To prevent people from gathering at the National War Memorial, the Legion even kept the time of today's ceremony a secret. Still, they remembered the sacrifice made by Newfoundlanders and Labradorians overseas.
You want to keep people away, but you still want them to remember. And we have to remember in different ways.
Parades gather people, and we knew that if, as you see for yourself, there was a few, they were coming in, and that's what we were afraid of. Because some people may not have gotten the word, and it's for their health and the health of everybody, and especially if we had veterans there. A lot of our veterans are not young, that's for sure, and it's their health and safety, and the safety of the public as well.
There'd be a parade, and there'd be the band of the regiment up here on the memorial, and of course a whole lot of troops down on the street, and a big crowd around.
It was a task to try and keep the crowds down. I know that because we've been getting phone calls, and we hate saying no, don't come to a parade. But I want to thank the people of St. John's. They're wonderful people, and they adhered to they respected our request, that's for sure. And I've dug through the archives, and I zapped some of the older folks just to ask them. Nothing. I have never, in my lifetime, I've never seen anything. I believe there was always a ceremony here. I investigated because I was asked that question, and nobody had an answer for me. This is the first time that, well, the ceremony went on, but without the throw of the people. So no matter what, we cannot forget our fallen, and especially our veterans. They do not want to forget. That's the simple fact of things. We'll always remember that.
And that's the sound of celebrations in Gander and musician Brian Way playing The Wreck from Edmund Fitzgerald. Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, rather. Because of COVID-19, all festivities have moved online. The town had messages from politicians, music, and even a science experiment. And of course, it's not just Memorial Day, it's also been a pretty low-key Canada Day. No patriotic parades, no chaotic outdoor concerts. As Here and Now's Meg Roberts discovered, it makes for a much quieter St. John's Harbour.
Hello, we're in the beautiful St. John's Harbour. Larry Daly has agreed for me to drive this boat. Normally the harbour would be bustling with tour ships and cruise boats, but obviously with COVID-19 that slowed things down a bit. Larry has worked in the tourism industry for years, and he joins me now. What are people in the tourism industry thinking today?
Well, Meg, I think a lot of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians are probably broken-hearted over this summer, which is unfortunate because tourism is so much of our income and our livelihood, so it's really hurting a lot of people.
Well, there were no large gatherings, no parades today in the province, but as you can see, people are still out celebrating Canada Day. We are coming into our last alert level, which means that it's feeling like it's getting back to normal. Now, virtual celebrations will be held tonight. There'll be musical performance and speeches online. Friday marks an important day. That's when the Atlantic bubble will open up. So that means anyone living in the Maritimes can now come to Newfoundland and Labrador and not have to self-isolate for 2 weeks. This has created quite a discussion. Some people, believe this will be good for tourism and for business, while others are a little apprehensive, especially considering the province has done such a good job at keeping the COVID numbers low. Meg Roberts, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, today the Prime Minister and his family visited the Ottawa Food Bank farm to join volunteers harvesting vegetables. In his Canada Day message, Justin Trudeau acknowledged the difficulties of the past few months, but also remembered other major challenges Canadians have faced in the past.
80 years ago, our parents and grandparents marked this day almost a year into the Second World War. That weekend's edition of the Toronto Star told them that they were living in circumstances such as no one imagined would come to pass. Well, 8 decades later, that sounds pretty familiar. That was the reality our parents and grandparents were called to face. That was the challenge to which they rose. And this is the country they built. On this Canada Day, it is our turn. We must now restart and rebuild a Canada for the 21st century. My friends, I know that together we are ready.
Well, St. John's got a major shout out online. An iconic local image was Google's Doodle of the Day. This is what you see on the popular search engine today. In honor of Canada Day, an illustration of some colorful St. John's row houses, complete with Canadian flags hanging out the windows. Now, Google says the row houses were the perfect way to pay tribute to Canada's colorful history and heritage, saying despite the famously foggy weather, these one-of-a-kind houses ensure that every day is a bright one.
Well, today was certainly a bright one. We do have a cool down on the way over the next few days, but those temperatures will rebound as we head towards the end of the weekend. I'll have all the details in your full forecast coming up.
A local artist and music fan mourns the loss of Rush drummer Neil Peart by creating a sculpture of him. My conversation with Morgan McDonald coming up.
This weather update is brought to you by Newfoundland and Labrador Tourism. This year, it's Stay Home Year, the year to rediscover home.
Ashley is here now with a look at the weather forecast, and what a beautiful holiday today. I see that you're outdoors tonight. Where are you exactly?
Yeah, I'm at the St. John's Farmers Market today. They've got a market going on tonight, and there's a bunch of different stuff happening. If you can see, if I just step out of frame, you can see there's some wood carving happening, chainsaw carving, and pretty much all of this is going to continue until about 9 o'clock tonight. It's a perfect evening to get out and enjoy the gorgeous weather, and what a stunning afternoon as well. Let's take a look at some of those temperatures across the province today. Reached a high near 26 degrees here in St. John's, 30 for parts along the northern northeast coast, 27 degrees in Corner Brook, and then the temperature for Happy Valley Goose Bay was 23 degrees, but that happened at midnight today, or midnight overnight rather. Those temperatures have been dropping through the day today, but yes, that heat and humidity sticking around, feeling more like 35 in both Gander and Deer Lake, and feeling like 33 here in St. John's. Now those temperatures have dropped up through the Big Land. Some of that cooler air has moved in, single digits along the coast, 11 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay. Still holding on to those gorgeous temperatures though for Central, West Coast, and here in St. John's sitting around 25 degrees as we speak. Now that cold front is what's bringing some of that colder air, and that's going to continue to sink south or track south as we head through the overnight tonight. We are starting to see some showers developing, still keeping that risk of some thunderstorms in tonight, certainly for Central. Now, if they do develop, it will be within the next hour, or next couple of hours, I should say, but it does look like a rainy day for Northern Peninsula, or rather overnight tonight, and then with some drizzle and fog continuing for the south coast and potentially even the Avalon as we head through the overnight tonight. Now, temperatures will stay mild again, about 16 degrees in St. John's. These winds are going to continue as well. Westerlies 32 as much as 50 kilometers per hour. Cooler temperatures for Labrador, 5 degrees for Cartwright with rain, 7 in Lab City, and your winds will be generally northerly, about 40 kilometers per hour tonight. There's that potential for some thunderstorms I mentioned within the next couple of hours, and then we should see some clearing overnight. Now, tomorrow, it's going to be a generally gray and rainy day, looking at some periods of rain, which could be heavy at times for the west coast, and then some shower activity for areas in the east, and then some more heavy rain will move in towards the evening and overnight for eastern Newfoundland as well as central. So our temperatures will be notably cooler tomorrow. It'll still be a little bit humid, but nowhere near what it has been for the past little while. About 19 degrees in St. John's. Those temperatures in the mid to high teens across the board. A little cooler along the coast, 9 degrees for Twillingate, 8 for St. Anthony. And then we've got those temperatures, again, single digits. Mix of sun and cloud for most of the Big Land, but you can't rule out the chance of a few showers either for Happy Valley Goose Bay and for southeastern portions of the Big Land. Now, as we head into Friday, things will generally clear out, but we are looking at much cooler temperatures. Some showers will make their way towards the Big Land through the day, and certainly through Saturday for Lab West. But overall, it's looking like those cooler temperatures, like I said, will stick around. 9 degrees will only be the afternoon high for St. John's, 16 in Corner Brook with some sunshine. Same thing for Happy Valley Goose Bay, and 17 for Lab City. Here's where we'll be sitting over the next couple of days. Once we get those cooler temperatures, Saturday, Sunday, rebounding slightly. Back into Monday, we're looking at those temperatures near 19 degrees, but it does look like it should, at this point, a pretty nice weekend. Temperatures will do the same, rebounding for both central and western Newfoundland. A little bit unsettled, though, for the beginning of the weekend. And then by Sunday, it looks like that will be the best day with plenty of sunshine, about 21 degrees. For eastern Labrador, you're looking at temperatures in the teens. By Monday, back into the 20s, and same thing for Lab West. Had to share this great shot of the Eastport sunrise. Norman shared us that great photo. If you have any you'd like to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ashley. Have fun at the farmers market. Well, St. John's artist is combining his craft with his love of the Canadian band Rush. In January, Neil Peart, the band's drummer, died of brain cancer. It shocked fans around the world, including local sculptor Morgan McDonald. He started the process of creating a sculpture to honor Peart. The clay model is complete, but whether it gets turned into a bigger, much more expensive bronze statue will depend on a committee in Peart's hometown of St. Catharines, Ontario. They plan to commission an art piece in memory of Peart to add to Lakeside Park. I spoke with Morgan McDonald about this passion project.
You know, this is a bit of a volunteer thing. It started in January with the news of Neil Peart's passing. That came as a bit of a shock to me. I mean, we've been longtime fans of the band. Like my family, my brother is he's a guitarist, and I've grown up kind of by osmosis, learning about Rush and enjoying the music. So it's kind of been a lifelong thing for me to know the music. Up in St. Catharines, this is where Neil Peart grew up. They're looking for ideas and submissions to submit to the city for Lakeside Park. So they're going to do something major for that park. So I've been in contact with a lot of the guys up there that put forward this initiative. I went ahead and created this maquette. A small version is called a maquette or a model. The terms are kind of interchangeable, model or maquette. So that's what you see in the video is that small sculpture. So that's the design. It's an incredible amount of work. I've probably spent at least 1,000 hours, maybe possibly, on this. Like I was working on it for about 2 months to create the design. It's about 2 feet by 3 feet large, which it's quite extensive for a maquette. Just the scale of it and the amount of detail. So what we're actually working on scanning this thing, with a 3D scanner, like a high-tech 3D scanner, to get a digital copy of the sculpture, so that we can create some versions of this that are easily manageable from a scale size. Shipping and moving around, because it's quite difficult to move around a 150-pound sculpture that's 2 feet by 3 feet and fragile. I expect this to happen, some kind of decision in the next couple of months, and then once they actually decide that, it'll be a long process of whatever the design is. I would assume like a year or 2 years for the creation of this. So you're always disappointed that you don't have your design selected, but I think it's still in this particular person, just the contribution that he's made to Canadian music. The largest rock band that's ever come from Canada. For us, this is the band. This is the band that all other bands are come from. It's part of our heart and soul. So we're just thrilled that somebody's recognizing and paying attention to the legacy that he's left in terms of music.
Welcome back to Here and Now. They're playful portraits that redefine the ideas of beauty and masculinity. The Merb'ys annual calendar has raised more than $500,000 for local charities. Tonight, we have a documentary from filmmakers Jamie Miller and Allison White, which dives deeper into the Merb'ys' mission and introduces us to some of the men behind those sparkly tales.
Beauty has no one definition. For men particularly, to accept that they can be beautiful, not just handsome, not just, rugged or rough or strong. You can be beautiful. We are beautiful. Being a big guy or having facial hair, it's just hair. Like, it just grows. There's no reflection of the person you are based on your facial hair. I want people in different ways to see men being depicted in ways that they're not used to seeing them. For a lot of my life, feelings were terrible. Feelings were scary. I didn't deal with them. I had gone through a separation. I describe myself as having been dead inside. And the world around me might as well not have existed. I literally just kind of head down and took one step at a time to where I needed to go. Didn't look up, didn't look around. And like I was a passenger in my own life, really. My ex and my kids moved to Newfoundland. And I saw my kids about every 4 months or so on average. It was terrible because a piece of my heart was ripped out.
There's another face.
No, you know what it is? When you get very close, it's like... So in 2016, I left my job in Saskatchewan and drove to Newfoundland. I had no network, and so I literally started by meeting a person at a time. It was sort of a perfect storm of, I didn't know anyone. Like, what's some fun and creative ways I can find of connecting or meeting new people?
No, that was my mom.
How's it going?
Oh, we did it.
Hey, pals. The name, like a Beard and Mustache Club, is pretty funny sounding, and it just sounds like a bunch of guys, like, stroking their beards or twisting their mustaches, and that's it. But the vision of this club here was, yes, at its core was like a social club, but it was an intentional one, and the purpose was to do some good in the community. The first Merb'ys calendar came about from a dare. A friend of mine said, Hassan, you should do a thing. I'm like, all right, I can do a thing. So I kind of shared that photo. I said, hey, here in St. John's, who's interested in joining me for maybe a fun photo shoot? We'll poke holes at traditional, masculine stereotypes, and maybe we'll raise money for charity. And there's a ton of answers from like hundreds of responses. So there's enough interest. I'm like, well, let's do this thing. And then a month after that, we're selling thousands and thousands of calendars.
The team from the Beard and Mustache Club are back, shooting as many Merb'ys as they can. Calendars featuring burly men in playful poses captured people's imaginations and raised $300,000.
People saw a really playful and a different side of masculinity, which they're not used to seeing in particularly big, burly fellows.
Tell me who you are.
We are the Merb'ys. The whole purpose was to raise money for a charity of some sort, for some good cause.
Whatever social media you're on, it's blowing up right now.
It's gone nuts. Like, around the world, we have orders from about 10 or 11 countries. People are losing their minds over this. Fairly recently was compared to Osama bin Laden, and here to bring Sharia law to Newfoundland and Labrador, there's a fair number of people, particularly from smaller communities, have not really encountered anyone from a different background, and like they're good people, but they just don't have the lived experience to really understand what others deal with. What I wanted of this calendar is that all 12 months, every one of those photos is going to tell a very specific story.
This year, we went that extra level and did interviews with everybody. It's about just showing people as people, and if they identify as male, that's awesome. Put on a tail, like, now you're a Merb'y. That's really all that it really takes.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself
Anything that might be important to let us know more about you.
I'm working away 6 months out of the year because I'm a crane operator. And when I'm home, I'm busy with the kids. So, I'm originally, like, where I'm from, Labrador. I'm a day at home all the time and love the outdoors, love fishing, hunting, everything.
How did they manage to get all of this money just for acting like fools, basically? It's like, I could totally do that.
I like showing off. I'm a bit photogenic. So when asked to ignore the camera crew, I'm trying really, really hard.
So my main gig is that I'm a drag queen. I go by the name Irma Gerd, and I do shows, perform, host things, nightclub things, wedding things, whatever, children's birthday parties, funerals, whatever.
I have a very small comfort zone. Like, I'm a high-functioning autistic, so very rigid, narrow comfort zone, which has kind of been forced open in the last couple years, probably 2 or so. And I'm trying to wedge that open as much more